Newsington. First topic of today is Scalpers. They are the latest in scum, villainy, pure evil. Basically, Scalpers are these people that bought loads of PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series, whatever the fuck it's called, in mass quantity. Now I know you're thinking, is it really a big deal? Yes it is, because none of us, the normal folk, can get them. Now these people are buying them, they buy several, they keep one for themselves and then they resell the others. It's not just a case of adding, they had 50 quid on, they had 100 quid. They are doubling or in fact tripling the price because obviously none are available at the moment. We're talking 1,000 quid, 1,500 quid. I literally saw an eBay listing where someone was selling it for 1,500. It didn't even come with a game, just 1,500. Now the console costs £450 for both. Pretty much like a disc version, like the high spec version, or you can get like a digital only version for like 350, 360, something like that. Now that's a fair amount of money anyway. I know like it's not huge money, it's not like ridiculous, but it ain't exactly cheap either. And you know, I think, you know, if one of these scalpers was adding like 100 quid on, 550 for the console, I might consider it because I don't really want to wait till probably spring next year. That's how long it seems it's going to take. But you know, the cheapest one you can get is about 800 quid right now, it seems. You know, and there was a case recently of some company or people, whatever, some little group that bought 3,500 PlayStation 5s. I know you're thinking, how the fuck have they managed to order 3,500? Because when you go to the quantity box, I doubt you can scroll up that high. Well, this is some people that used to, you know, set up all these accounts, like an algorithm, in order to buy lots of shoes, like a limited exclusive shoe. That's what they used to do. So they'd get loads of the shoe and then resell it. You know, that's normal for shoes though. You buy it when it's limited stock, like Yeezys, whatever, sell it off later. Then these guys were like, okay, let's put the algorithm into fucking buying PlayStation 5s. So yeah, they bought 3,500 of them and they've got them, and I think they're trying to sell them for probably at least 1,000. But it's okay, right? Doesn't matter, they're gonna make more. You know, it's not like PlayStation have been giving them away. Oh wait, they have. I'm using PlayStation as an example because it's the one I want, but I'm also talking about Xbox here for the record. Yes, PlayStation decided to, hey, who's that over there? Is that Quavo Huncho? Multi-millionaire musician? How about a free PlayStation 5? Because I'm sure you can't afford it. Bruh. Offset. Takeoff. I use the Migos as my examples a lot, but I mean, one, I like them, but two, they just come in handy as an example. These guys are multi-millionaires and you're giving them a free PlayStation 5. It ain't even custom either. They say it's custom. It just comes in a glass box rather than the shitty one you'd get with Argos, like the plastic shit. And it just says their name and then the same fucking message. Welcome to a world with no limits. Shut the fuck up. It's fucking stupid. Like, they wonder why they've got no stock. It's because they're giving them all away for fucking free. You know, they're giving YouTubers like 2 or 3 each. It's like, they only need one, bro. Why the fuck are you giving them 2? I mean, I understand the YouTube a bit more. You give them a PlayStation or an Xbox, you know, so they can, you know, play it on their channel and, you know, test it. And it's like free advertising for them, you know, giving away a console or 2. It's not that big a deal. But celebrities, it's like, come on, like, these guys can clearly afford it. And I'm curious as to how Zlatan Ibrahimovic managed to order, he bought like 37. One for him and then one for every teammate in AC Milan. It doesn't make sense to me. Because there's no way if he'd just gone onto the fucking website, wherever he bought it from, that night when everyone else was waiting, he could have just ordered 37. It's clear this is more of a marketing scheme than trying to sell to the consumer, because PlayStation and Xbox have just been giving them fucking away to everyone who's relevant, everyone who's famous, everyone who's gonna fucking talk about it and advertise it for them. It's all just a fucking publicity stunt at this stage. Now in terms of scalpers, fuck them, they're scum. I really don't rate it. I understand if you add like a little bit of money on, but fucking tripling the price is just fucking obnoxious. Shoes is different, alright? You know, you buy Yeezys, because it's never going to come out again, or whatever, because it was like a limited time thing. I understand doubling, tripling the price, because that's like a rarity. They're not going to make more. So that shit's going to flow around the market and other people are going to buy it and the price is going to always rise. We're going to get more consoles in like a few months time or whenever, like next year. So I hope to God no one buys from these scalpers, because when stock eventually becomes available again, you're just going to have these people with, you know, that fucking bunch of people with 3,500 PlayStation 5s, hopefully, and no one's fucking bought them, and they're just gonna have to sell them at the retail price. And even then, they'll probably have to drop the price slightly because no one wants to buy from a source that isn't really reliable. Like for me, personally, there's only like 4 places I would buy a PlayStation 5 from online. That would be Game, Amazon, PC World, and John Lewis. You know, you get your warranties, it's legit, you know they're good with tech, all that sort of thing. So that's where I draw the line. So I mean, I guess if you've got money to waste, you know, like say if you're fucking balling, you're bringing them like 20k a month, what's popping out $1,000 for a fucking PlayStation 5? Fair enough, you can't be asked to wait. I mean, I would do the same if I had money, but to be fair, if you had that much money, PlayStation probably would have just given you one for free. So don't buy from the scalpers, and hopefully it just fucking ruins them and they end up going broke because they spent, you know, hundreds of thousands on PlayStations and they can't sell them. That would be fab. Next story, Dutchavelli is a nonce. Right, recently, I don't even really know the guy, to be honest. Well, obviously not personally, but he's a musician, right? Yeah, Dutchavelli, he's a musician, and recently his Instagram got hacked and like his DMs got leaked. You know, it's stuff where he DM'd other people, like other celebrities, whatever. But then an interesting one came out, that he'd been talking to some young girls. Young girls. Now, this dude is 27, okay? Now, it said that he was talking to girls that were barely 18. Now, barely 18 means 18, obviously. It's legal, but it's fucking weird, alright? These girls have just stopped doing their GCSEs and my dude's 27 and he's famous. It's fucking weird. But, you know, still legal, technically. It's a bit fruity, but it's legal. But then there was one that came out, 14 years old. 14's an interesting one. That's fucked up. Why did I say it's an interesting one? That's fucking... makes me sound fruity. Fuck no. Yeah. Yeah, he's fucking weird, alright? Before I talk about the 14 thing, I want to talk about the 18 thing. I know people say like, oh, it doesn't matter, like my parents are 10 years apart in age. That's a bit different though, innit? Because your mum was 22 when she met your 32-year-old dad, right? She wasn't in school, she wasn't in education, she had a job, she was settled, you know, she was going the way she wanted to for life, she knew what she wanted to do. Same with your dad, obviously, because he's 10 years older. That's a different story. Now, I feel like you draw this, I feel like there's a line that's got to be drawn. Like, say there's like a 10-year gap, 8-year gap, or whatever. The younger person, for me, has got to be at least 20 before, anything below that's just weird. They're still a teenager, it's just weird. They're still in uni and the guy's like fucking 27 working. I think it's weird. But yeah, 14. This girl is 14 and Dutchavelli tried to back himself by saying that this is actually some sort of member of family that he's talking to in his DMs. People are like, okay, member of family, that's cool, yeah. No. The conversations between them involve stuff like saying having babies and moving in together and just weird sexual flirtatious shit. It's fucking weird. It's not something you talk to your 14-year-old fucking, I don't know what it was, a niece or some bullshit, or a niece's fucking friend of a niece or something. Family. And, you know, people keep trying to brush it off for Dutchavelli, you know, trying to back him. They're like, oh, you know, the 18-year-old thing, you know, it's legal still, it's fine. This girl, the 14-year-old, it's like, oh, but she's family, so it's fine. I don't know why people are trying to defend this. It's fucking weird. If the guy wasn't famous, it'd be weird. Like, you wouldn't back it. Like, say if you're 27, you got a friend that's 27, and you see that they're talking to a 14-year-old girl and they say, it's just family banter, you'd still be a bit like, Then you go tell the other guys, you'd be like, yo, you know he's talking to a fucking 14-year-old. What the fuck, man? That's a bit fucking fruity. I know, right? You know, you would have that chat, okay? You would think it's a little bit fruity. I don't know. I've never really followed the guy. Well, I haven't. In fact, I've only heard about Dutchavelli because he's been, you know, the attention recently. I mean, you've got to wonder how he even got hacked in the first place, but, you know, who cares? He's exposed. Now, I'm not a fan of cancel culture, but this is different. You know, this is just some weird, fruity, criminal, nasty shit. So yeah, cancel the guy. I don't really care. But, you know, if we learned anything from Newsington today, I think it's, 1, don't buy from scalpers. 2, don't be a nonce.